Good morning and welcome back to another edition of Research Fantasy presents our MLB DFS hitter picks for Wednesday, May 10th, 2017. I'm your host, Nick from CWE on all your favorite fantasy sites, and I'm looking at three hitters that I want to have in my lineups, and I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit and put a cash game play. Someone I think you can plug in for tournaments tonight as well, just to give you a little salary savings. Let's start it off with Mangueris Sierra for the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, the price is bottom barrel. $4,800 on Fantasy Draft, $21 FanDuel, $25 DraftKings. It's seriously just a situation where there's so many injuries going on in the outfield for the Cardinals. And yes, Dexter Fowler could end up back. I think I saw him pitch hitting last night, but they still have enough issues with Randall Grichuk and Jose Martinez that they need Sierra. He's cheap. He's not a guy I think that you're going to luck into like Brent Gamble last night, who has this monster game. But he could definitely end up with a couple of singles, a couple of runs, and put together a solid stat line for his price. Like I said, in cash games, I mean, we're always looking for that kind of player who has not the worst potential, but not the best potential necessarily. To give us the ability to stack our lineups just a little bit better, and that's where I see Sierra coming in tonight. I don't know where his ownership's going to land because I don't think, he's yet to show power at the major league level, and that's something I think if people are going to go cheap on, a lot of times that's what they want to try to do. But results have been positive in the 3 games he's played. He's got a hit, a run, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. That's not a bad output, and they get a favorable matchup against Tom Kohler, who's awful against lefties. Sierra's a lefty. Just one of those things that fits together really well. I like the upside for him at that price. Next up, let's go to Jock Pederson from the Los Angeles Dodgers. 7,200 Fantasy Draft, 2,900 FanDuel, 3,600 DraftKings. Taking on Chad Kuhl, who's allowed a 498 WOBA, 50% fly ball rate, 41.7% hard contact. It's time to see young Jock go over the wall one more time this year. He's been kind of quiet. I know he dealt with some injury there, so there's a little bit of an excuse built in, but I think this is a night we can target the Dodgers once again. I think they'll perform better than their 4-run output yesterday, and the price on him is just very good all around. Really works well to get some of those big pitchers in, and that's really what's going to help you tonight, because that's I think there's plenty of them that could come up with big games. Let's spend up quite a bit, and let's head over to Eric Thames, 9K on Fantasy Draft, 4,100 FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. Eric Thames just doing Eric Thames things. I think he hit his 12th home run. I haven't been able to keep track, but I think he's at 12 now on the year. Gets a really good matchup with Kyle Kendrick, who cares what ballpark he's pitching in. I'm just not convinced he's a good pitcher. That's now 13 home runs for Eric Thames. Again, you can't really use what happened last time against Kendricks because it was his first game of the year, but we know he's not the greatest pitcher from the past, so I'm willing to put some stock into the Milwaukee bats, especially after they got real hot real quick. Miller Park, we know the potential and the upside there. With no cores on this night slate, we've got Arizona. I think that's going to dominate, and Miller Park could go a little bit under-owned, so I want to have some exposure there. That'll wrap it up today. Our top 3 tournament bats: Mangueris Sierra, Jock Pederson, Eric Thames. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Head over to researchfantasy.com, sign up for our MLB mailing list, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Research and Win, and join us again tomorrow.